Alrighty. Well, welcome to class. Yay, it's Friday. I know. I have to keep reminding you that because for some of you, it might be, you have no idea what day it is today. So it's Friday. Let's just pretend every day is Friday. I think that would work for me. Although I guess these days doesn't really make much of a difference. So we're gonna go until, so this is a 60 minute class, and those of you who are returning know the drill. At the end of it, we have a few minutes of shavasana, or final resting, or corpse pose, whatever you want to call it. And I know that a lot of us have all kinds of demands on our schedule, on our attention, on our space. And so just let's all do the best that we can. I will say that the last part of it, that shavasana part, which for a lot of people feels optional, or maybe it feels incredibly overindulgent to just lie there and not be doing anything. I think of it as, and I've mentioned this to you guys before, it's kind of like when we update our phones or our other gadgets, get the latest wonderful updates that take out all the glitches and so on. And then we usually have to restart the system. And that's totally what Shavasana is. So while we're doing the rest of the practice beforehand, where you're like, oh my gosh, I am totally getting like buns of steel with what I'm doing right now. So that's really awesome. But for all of it to really update and to have that healing impact on a very, very profound cellular level in our brain and all that, it's that Shavasana that does that, I don't know, like internalizing all of the healing. So I just wanted to mention that. But that being said, we are all just doing the best that we can in these circumstances. So we're just going to do what we need to do. But I just wanted to educate that on that, because I think that a lot of the education is kind of lost in a lot of yoga studios, a lot of practices where, I don't know about you, but if you're a questioner like I am, I want to know like why. If I need to choose between this or that, I need to understand why I need to choose that instead. Why do I need to be still for a few minutes when I know I have so much to do? So I need to be going and like feeding 5-year-olds or doing laundry or answering a call or whatever. So that's why we do Shavasana. That being said, again, I am not the boss of you. I know. I'm really glad I'm not the boss of you. That would be so much work. All right, so let's come into our easy pose. So legs crossed, unless that is uncomfortable for you, you can straighten. All right, hopefully that works. Hang on one second. Okay, good. Thanks, Anne. All right, we're back. Okay, so we're starting off. Sorry about that. We're all doing the best that we can, like I was saying earlier. This is part of working with the quarantine. All right, so we're starting off in our easy pose. So legs crossed or otherwise. If we want to raise ourselves, I'm sitting on a cushion, which allows my knees to drop more relaxed. It's easier on my hips. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Okay? We never want to straighten our back because our spine is naturally curved. But let's just see how it feels to sit tall. Relax the shoulders. Soften your forehead. And if you'd like to at this point, close your eyes or gaze at the floor if you're not comfortable closing your eyes right now. And let's just bring our focus, our awareness into our body. So notice Any area of your body that maybe feels a little tense, a little restless. Maybe noticing how your back feels, your shoulders, your neck. Anything above your neck, if you've had a headache of any kind or clenching of your jaws. Just bringing your awareness to your body. And seeing if you can do so with curiosity and with compassion. So often we don't even realize how much hostility we hold toward our body, and we're trying to force it or judge it. And let's just see if now we can just notice it without any sort of opinion about it. What is it telling us? And then bring your focus to your breath. So without trying to change the way that you breathe, just notice it. You know, see if you can breathe in and out through your nose. So continue doing that, breathing in and out through your nose. And just notice the rhythm. Maybe noticing that your inhale lasts a little longer than your exhale, or the opposite. Or maybe you notice there's a pause between the inhale and the exhale. There's a pause. And then between the exhale and the inhale, there's a slight pause. So just notice that. And then we'll all take a deep breath in, again through our nose, and then as we exhale, we'll slightly part our lips for sighs. So let's all take a deep breath in now. And exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale. You can open your eyes now. Okay, so let's gently shake our head, yes. Yes, I am here. Gently shake a no. Okay, hold it still here. Let's do some shoulder circles now. Okay, so starting to loosen up our upper back or shoulders, which if you've done this class before, you know we'll get some opportunities to show their strength. Okay, let's go the opposite direction. Okay, let's hold it still here. We're going to take a deep breath as you reach arms up toward the sky. And then exhale with a slight bend over to the right, feeling that extension on the left side of your torso, maybe even your hip area. Inhale your arms up. And then exhale over to the right or left. Inhale your arms up. And then exhale with a slight twist to the right. So feeling that twist in your spine. Still breathing. Inhale your arms up. And then exhale, slight twist to the left. Inhale your arms up. And then as you exhale, bring your hands behind your back, clasp them together, and as you gently pull them up toward the ceiling, hinge forward from your hips if you want to try that out. Just notice how this feels all along your back, your chest, your shoulders, and your hips. And now let's come back up. Okay, so from here, I'm actually going to remove this cushion. So let's bring the soles of our feet together into butterfly and just do a gentle hip opening here. And if you want to, you can hinge forward from your hips. So as you know, this is never about forcing our body into anything. So as we do this, just notice, how does this feel in our hips or groin area or lower back? Not trying to force our knees to the floor. Let's come back out. And now we're going to move into our tabletops. So we're coming onto all fours. Our wrists are under our shoulders. Our knees are under our hips. If this does not feel good on your wrists or your shoulders, you can always bring it down onto your forearms. Or maybe it feels fine now, but after a while you get tired. So just really pay attention to that. We're into our cat-cows now. So we're warming up our back muscles. As we inhale, we'll look up and bring our tailbone up. Cow pose. Exhale the other way into cat pose, drawing our chin toward our chest, rounding out our back. Inhale up. Exhale down. Okay, so keep doing this, following your breath. I am not the boss of you. Just let your breath be your guide. And continue to breathe in and out through your nose. Unless you're congested, of course. Notice how this feels in your back, all along it. How is this sensation different when you're up in cow pose versus rounded out in cat pose? We'll do 2 more breath cycles. And then pause here in tabletop. Okay, so we're going to come into our spinal balance. Right arm parallel with the floor, left leg also parallel with the floor. So opposite arm to leg, little coordination here. And let's bring it down and switch to the other side. Left arm, right leg. Your neck is neutral, so you're looking down at the mat. You're not straining your neck by looking up. Okay, let's continue this. And just like before, following our breath, so inhaling up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. So follow your own breath. Go at your own pace. Tuning into your body. What's your back feeling? Hamstrings, glutes, shoulders. Do 1 more on each side. Okay, so continue doing that. Somebody just wrote something, hang on. All right. Looks like connection isn't great. So you guys keep doing that. I'm gonna try something else. All right, hopefully this is gonna work. So, all right, we're pausing on all fours here. We're going to take our right leg up, I'll turn the other way, with our knee bent, and do wide circles. Okay, so we're opening up our hips here. And now let's go the other direction. Okay, let's bring it down. And now we'll take it to the left. Okay, so raise your left leg with your knee bent and do your wide circles. And notice how strong your abs are here. Okay, opposite direction. And also notice that you're breathing. You might start to feel your heart rate coming up a bit. Yeah, let's bring that knee down. We're going to shift our hips over to the right. Look over your left shoulder. Notice how this feels in your glutes, lower back. Let's go the other way. And then back to the center. Okay, so from here, we're going to move our hands forward a bit, our knees back a bit. So we're in high plank on our knees. And this is whenever we come into plank today, remember this is always an option. We can customize our entire practice based on what feels right for our body today. So here, pressing into the floor, so you start to feel that power right in your upper body. Bend your elbows just to where they're in line with our ribs, no lower than that. This is low plank. And then come all the way to the floor. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Rotate your quads outward. Feel that engagement in your glutes. Lengthen through your spine. Bring the crown of your head to the ceiling. Pause here. Cobra. And now let's push up and sit back. We're in child's pose. So we're going to do this again, this time moving, flowing with our breath. So inhale, up and forward into high plank on your knees. Exhale, bend your elbows, low plank, all the way to the mat. Inhale your chest up, cobra. And then exhale, up and back into child's pose. Let's do that again. Inhale, up and forward. Exhale, low plank to the mat. Inhale your chest up. And then exhale, up and back into child's pose. Let's pause in child's pose for a few breaths. Feel that extension in your upper back. You can move your hips around if that feels good. Breathe. Let's slowly come on up. So we're coming back into our tabletop. So hands are under our shoulders, our knees are under our sit bones. Curl your toes under and pause there. And notice, gosh, my toes are really awesome. We never appreciate them unless we're, admiring the pedicure, which I don't know about you, it's not happened for me in a while. Okay, so from here, feel that length, that stretching down in your feet. And then we'll place our weight onto the balls of our feet and raise our knees off the mat. Pause there. Feel that lengthening going on down by your heels and your Achilles. Feel the power in your quads, your shoulders. And then let's take that movement up, bringing our hips up toward the sky into downward dog. Okay, so let's walk our dog out, bending one knee at a time. And noticing how this feels in your toes, the arches of your feet, your Achilles, your calves. Let's hold our dog still for a moment.
And then bend both knees, shins parallel with the floor. And then slowly walk your feet forward, coming into forward fold. Let's pause here. In forward fold, we can keep our knees bent, soft. Check in with your back. If this doesn't feel good on your back, bend your knees more. Do whatever you need to take care of yourself right now, because nobody else is going to take care of us, right? All right, let's bring our hands to our elbows and just gently sway our upper body. Breathing. Let's pause here. Release your hands to the floor. Bring your attention to the 4 points of each foot. Your big toe mound, baby toe mound, each side of each heel. Feeling that grounding in the earth. And then without actually moving your feet, press your heels away from each other. Notice how that draws all that power into your legs. Holding that power, bring your hands to your shins as you lengthen your spine into your half lift. Back down into forward fold. That same level of engagement, energetically pushing your heels away from each other. Slowly come up with a nice long spine, so the crown of your head is reaching forward, coming up for sort of reverse swan dive. Reach your arms up, inhale, and stretch back. A little bit of a back bend here, opening up your heart. Saying, bring it to me, world, life, whatever you got. Let's come back up, inhale. Exhale your palms together through heart center and down into forward fold. Inhale your hands to your shins into your half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step one foot, then the other back into high plank, top of a push-up. Or you can bring your knees to the mat. We're going to shift our body forward a couple of inches. Bend your elbows, low plank, all the way to the mat. Bring your chest up into cobra. And then come through tabletop and into downward dog. Okay, so we're going to do that together. Again, bring it more to a flow. So let's bend both knees. Walk your feet forward into forward fold. So moving with our breath. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back into high plank. Shift forward. Exhale, low plank to the mat. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale through tabletop and into downward dog. Inhale our right leg up to the sky. So lengthening through the hips, feeling that power in your glutes. Remember, buns of steel, here you are. Breathe. Okay, let's bring our right leg forward. So we're placing our foot between our hands in a lunge. Our back foot, let's look back at that. Replace the pad of your foot with the heel. And then let's bring our body up, facing toward the front of the mat into warrior one. Okay, so both feet are flat on the mat, the outside of the back foot pressing into the mat. Relax your shoulders. Let's reach up and slight back bend back. And back up. Breathe. Still feeling that power through your legs as you press the mat, like you want to rip it in two. All right, let's reach forward and down, coming back into a lunge. Okay, so your back heel is off the mat. And now we're going to stay in that lunge, but this time we're going to bring it up for a high lunge. Okay, so a little bit of balance here. Notice the lengthening going on the left side, your quad, hip area. Breathe. If you'd like to, you can always bring your hands to your hips. You can actually drop your back knee if you prefer for balance, or use a block. Let's bring our palms together. And then we're going to twist over that front leg. So bring your left elbow by your right knee. So you're twisting over the front leg. You can open your arms if you'd like, and breathe. Okay, let's reach down now. Step your front foot back into high plank. And you can always drop your knees if you prefer here. And then we're going to shift forward, down, and up, downward dog. Let's take our left leg up. Again, really reaching it up, extending through, feeling that power. And now let's bring that leg forward. So we're placing our left foot between our hands in a lunge. And then our back foot, replacing the pad of the foot with the heel. And then when we're ready, bring our body up, warrior one. Okay, let's reach up and back, slight back bend. Breathe. And back up. Press those feet into the mat. Feel the power. Relax your shoulders. And then reach down, back into a lunge. So you're removing your back heel off the mat. Just remember, we're going to come into that high lunge. Those 4 points of the front foot, rooting into the ground, and then bring your torso up. Placing your hands on your waist or hips if you prefer. Dropping your back knee if you prefer. And then let's bring our palms together and twist over the left leg. Open your arms if you wish. Breathe. Every time we exhale in a twist, we're helping that whole detox process. Our body naturally knows how to do so well. Give it a little help. All right, so reach down, bring that foot back into high plank. Again, you can do it on your knees if you prefer. Shift forward, low plank, high plank, and from here we'll take it onto our forearms. Okay, forearm plank. So pay attention to your form here. We want to support our back. So if you need to bring your knees down, definitely do that. Breathe. We have gotten through this week, so we can definitely get through forearm plank, especially because you know this too shall pass, right? All right, 2 more breaths here. And now if you'd like to, and you can always drop your knees for this, bring your right hand, then your left hand down, so coming up into high plank. Back down onto your forearms for 3 breaths. We can do anything for 3 breaths. And then bring your left hand, then your right. Shift forward, low plank, and bring it all the way down. Let out a sigh. I feel so good. Okay, so let's bring both feet into our glutes, to our sit bones, and just pause here. Notice how this feels in your quads. Hopefully enjoying that little extension there. If you want to, you can face forward and kick your feet out and bring your chest off the mat, coming into bow pose. You can even rock your bow. I don't recommend doing that right after dinner or lunch or whatever this is for you. Relax. But it is a really good thing to do if your stomach hurts. Do that in the privacy of your home. All right, let's bring our arms out in front now. Okay, so we're going to raise our arms, our chest, our feet, and our legs into superhuman pose. Breathe. Turn your quads outward. Really feel an engagement in your glutes. And yes, keep breathing. And release. All right, let's bring our hands over by our upper ribs. Turn your face forward. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Turn your quads outward. Feel your spine lengthening as you draw the crown of your head up and come into cobra. Breathe. If you move your hands, you're not going to drop to the floor because you are 100% using your back muscles. And then let's keep on going up into seal. And then come back into child's pose. Rock your hips if you want to, do hip circles. Notice how this feels in your back. Okay, come on up onto all fours. Turn around. We're going to come into modified side plank. So we're extending our right leg out and our right arm up. Okay, so from here, you can add some balance by raising our right leg. Breathe. And as always, if this does not feel good on your left wrist or shoulder, bring it to your forearm. Notice how your whole core is helping support you here in this balance pose. Working our hip flexors and glutes too. Breathe. All right, bring it onto all fours, and let's take it the other way now. So extending your left leg and arm out. And then raise your right leg, left leg. And breathe. Again, appreciating the power in all those core muscles right now. Appreciating your ability to balance. This might be the only thing you've been able to balance all week long. All right, let's bring it down onto all fours. So now, forearms. You're like, really, that again? Yep. Extend your legs out. Forearm plank. Pause here for 2 breaths. And then walk your feet forward. So you're basically coming into downward dog, but on your forearms. So dolphin. And then turn your heels outward so you're pigeon-toed, and notice how this feels right now in your IT band area. Hopefully it feels good. We're also strengthening our shoulders right now. Breathe. All right, let's bring our heels back. Walk your feet back out so you're back into plank. And now let's place our right hand, again, you can always drop your knees for this. Right hand down, left hand, so we're in high plank. Back down onto your forearms. Left hand, and then right into high plank and downward dog. Let's take our right leg up into downward dog split. And then bring it forward. So your right foot is between your hands in a lunge. So we're going to bring our body up again. So we're placing, noticing those 4 points of the right foot, grounding ourselves for our balance. Bring it back up into a lunge. See? I told you I was inviting you to lunch today. You thought I said lunch. I meant lunge. All right, let's press up and down, breathing. And if this is too challenging balance-wise for you today, you can always hold on to a chair, a wall, a small child that you've paid to not move, whatever it takes, right? All right, let's pause at the bottom here. Reach down, framing your foot with your hands. And then you're going to swing that right foot back and through into downward dog split. Okay, let's bring it forward now. So we're in high plank and our knee comes between our hands. And back and up. Again, through, back and up. Keep going. We're doing 5 of these. And at the end of your 5, meet me in downward dog. Let out a sigh. That feels good. All right, let's take our left leg up and bring it forward, placing your left foot between your hands now. Okay, so once again, grounding that left foot, feeling those 4 points, setting those roots down so we can bring it up for a lunge. Okay, let's press through and up, back down. Remember, you can always place your hands on your head, on your hips. This is not about pushing through pain, right? About meeting where our body is. And then maybe challenging it a tiny bit more. All right, when you're ready with your, done with your 5, bring your hands down. We're gonna swing our front foot back and up. And now bring it forward, 5 of these. Again, keep going, keep breathing. I know this is a really tough workout you guys are doing today. But you can do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be inviting you to my party here. All right, back down into downward dog. Pause here. Okay, let's bend both knees. So our shins are parallel on the floor. And then walk your feet forward into forward fold. And pause here. Take a few breaths here. Notice what your heart is doing, if you can feel your heart rate. Notice how quickly you're breathing. And then let's walk our feet out a little bit more than hip width apart. And then bend your knees. So you're coming into a squat. So see if you can do it with your heels flat on the floor. If not, then see if you can move your legs out a little bit more. Just pause here, feeling that opening in your hip area. You're going to press through the heels and come about halfway up and pause. And then slowly come on up. Let's come back down and slowly come up. And as we're doing this, because we're doing a few of these, make sure you're breathing. Just pressing through your legs and feet as you come up.
And then as you come down, feeling that extension. So this is a combination of strengthening and lengthening. And always feeling that pressing through your feet. Okay, and then meet me at the bottom. And now slowly come up, it's pause halfway, just pause there. Breathe. You can do this. All right, slowly come all the way up. Take a deep breath. And then exhale, palms together and down into forward fold. Just pause here. Floppy head, floppy arms, neck. Breathe. Okay, walk your feet back together if you haven't already into forward fold and pause there. Okay, so from here, again, pressing energetically, pressing our heels away from each other, and then slowly coming all the way up, lengthening through the spine, reverse swan diving all the way up. Just take a breath. And then exhale, bring your right arm under your left. Wrap your forearms together on the back so you can see your palms together. Bring your elbows as high as your shoulders instead of leaving them down here on your chest. You can bring them up and feel how that really feels good in your upper back. If you are spending all this time in front of your computer, it's a really good thing to do like once an hour. Okay, let's bend our knees now and pause there. So notice how this feels in your shins, your Achilles. And you can just hang out there and call it a day, or pick a spot to focus on that's not moving. Okay, and then bring your right leg around your left into eagle pose. And just pause here. Squeezing your thighs together. You could even see if you can come down a little bit lower. And release. Deep breath. Shake out anything you need to shake out. Okay, so we're going to do that again on the other side. Inhale your arms up. Exhale your left arm under, wrapping your arms. And if this wrapping the arm thing is just not your thing, it's not working for your body, you can always just hug yourself. We all need hugs. Focus again. Elbows in line with your shoulders. Bend your knees. Say, oh my gosh, this feels so good. I'm preventing shin splints by doing this. And then if you'd like to, bring it into eagle, wrapping your left leg around. Focusing on something that's not moving. Breathe. And release. Inhale up. Shake it out if you need to. Okay, let's come back to mountain pose. And then inhale your arms up. Exhale as you come down into forward fold. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back into high plank. Shift forward, low plank, and all the way to the floor into cobra, or come up for upward dog. And then exhale, downward dog. Let's take our right leg up. And bring it forward, placing your right foot between your hands in a low lunge. And remember, for the lunges, we can always drop our back knee if we prefer.
And twist to the right. Breathe. Notice how this feels all along your IT band, your lower back and glute. Drop that arm, come onto your back knee, bring your body up. Palms together, pointing your index fingers up. Stretch back, slight back bend. And back up. Extend your front leg. Notice I didn't say straighten, because we always want to keep a bit of a bend in our knee. And then bring your heart toward your thigh. If you want to use something to keep your balance. I have those yoga blocks there. You can use one of those. Obviously not mine. I wish I could throw it over to you. Do whatever you need to do right now. Just really make sure that you're not over stretching. And then come flat on that front foot, scooch it out to the outside of your mat and bring your hands to the inside of your foot. Pause here, notice how this feels in your groin area, your hips. You can even move your torso around, see how that shifts the sensations. You can come onto your forearms if you want to try that out, if that's available to you today. You can raise your back knee if you'd like, or toggle between the two. When we raise our back knee, it becomes more active of the movement. More active means it could be harder. All right, let's come on to our back knee. And then come on up. We're gonna shift our right leg into pigeon. Okay, so we're folding our right leg in front of us. Our balance is centered. Back leg is extended. And then come forward if that feels good. Play around with it. See what this is all feeling like on your back, your hamstring, IT band, that whole wonderful area. If you have sciatic issues, you know what I'm talking about. And just relax into it. Take a few breaths. And slowly come on up. Shift that leg back. So through tabletop, curl your toes under, downward dog. Let's take our left leg up now. And bring it forward, placing your left foot between your hands. And then twist. Remember that back knee can always come down to support you further. And breathe. Let's lower that arm now. Come onto your back knee, bring your body up. Palms together, point your fingers up and stretch back. And let's come back up. Extend your front leg and bring your heart toward it. Noticing how this feels in your back, hamstring, your balance. Always paying attention to our supporting knee too. Might need to put a little cushioning there. Okay, let's bring that foot flat on the floor. Ease it out to the side of the mat. Bring your hands to the inside of your foot. Pause here. Notice how this feels. And if you'd like to, bring it down further, maybe your forearms. You can always put your forearms on something. a pillow, a phone book, your bag of paper towels, napkins, flour, you know, everything else that you're hoarding, so I can't find it. I'm just kidding. I'm stuffed. You can always bring your back knee off the mat if you want. Okay, let's come on up and shift our left leg into that wonderful pigeon. Okay, so back leg is extended, balance is centered, and then ease forward if that feels good, because this class is all about feeling good, especially this part. And breathe. And then slowly, eventually, coming back up. Let's bring our back leg around. We're gonna place both feet flat. So you know what's coming. We're making our way down into our final reboot, our Shavasana. So let's reach arms forward, extending our back, in other words, not rounding it, opening it up. And then come back just to where you feel your abs engaging one last time, at least while you're with me for lunge. And breathe, and breathe, keep breathing. Taking the opportunity to say thank you, abs, for supporting my back all of these years. Thank you, back, for supporting me. Breathe. And then let's come back onto our backs. Bring your knees in, give yourselves a hug. You can roll around on your back if you want to. Give yourself a hug because you are just amazing and I wish I could give you a hug. I wish you could give me a hug. How's that? All right, let's bring our feet flat on the floor. Bring your right foot onto your left thigh and then gently pull your knees in. And then roll onto your left elbow, bring your knees in a little more. So notice how that feels in your right glute, hamstring area. You're welcome. Let's come back to the center and switch legs. And then roll over onto your right elbow, bring your knees in. Come back to the center. Bring your feet down. And then bring the soles of your feet together, releasing your knees to the floor, and just pause there in this sleepy butterfly. Notice your breathing as it's slowing down. Perhaps your exhale is deepening. So you can stay there if you want, otherwise extend your legs out. Inhale your arms up to the sky and then over your head. Take a full stretch here. Really appreciating the life that comes with movement, that comes with each new breath. On your next inhale, raise your arms back up to the sky and then gently lower them as you exhale. Close your eyes if you want to. Relax your forehead, your jawbones, cheekbones. Notice the sensation of having Your entire body, the back of it, merging into your mat, into the earth, softening, relaxing. Bring your awareness to your breath, just noticing it without trying to direct it or change it. Perhaps feeling a sense of awe at your breath. It's something so important to us. We can't live without it. It happens without our having to control it or think about it. It just knows what to do. I'm going to read now from Maria Shriver's book, I've Been Thinking. So as we heatedly debate the news of the day, as we're flooded with images of people crying for help, may we stop and remember that we're all together in this great big family called the human race. Our future depends on seeing our common humanity and finding ways to elevate it and move it forward toward a better place than where it is today. We're not here to destroy one another. We're here to connect with one another and to help one another. Our very survival depends on one another. This week, I've been thinking about the power of prayer. I'm a big believer in the power of prayer because I've seen it work firsthand. In fact, right now I'm a part of a prayer circle for a friend battling cancer. And I know it's effective because she's still out there running around, working and being a warrior for social justice. I pray every morning and every evening to settle myself, to guide myself, to focus myself, to express gratitude and to be in conversation with God. I pray for myself, for my children, for my friends, and yes, for those I seek to better understand, including those I don't understand because they see things differently from the way I see them. I'm going to keep praying for all of us and for our shared humanity. It's there for us to see. All we need to do is open our eyes, our minds, and our hearts and let it in. Take a breath here. Let it out. And then when you're ready, slowly make your way up, back where we began in our easy pose. So our legs are crossed or not. Sitting tall, our eyes are closed or we're looking at the floor in front of us. Relaxing our forehead, our jawbones, our shoulders, sitting up tall. Feeling relaxed and strong and powerful. Let's bring our palms together at heart center and take a moment to thank our body for carrying us through this week, through this life, for waking up for us today, for carrying us through the movement, through the stillness, thanking our body for its strength, its good health, power, resilience, patience, wisdom, and its beauty inside and out.
And if you'd like to, you can join me in setting an intention. I did not set one at the beginning of class because of the Wi-Fi issues. I totally forgot. So let's set an intention, which is what I would have set, of just feeling grace, practicing grace, that forgiveness, especially toward ourselves. You know, perhaps it comes through being able to laugh at ourselves, laugh at situations. Perhaps it comes with thinking, do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? Perhaps it comes with picking battles, especially if we have kids at home. So what does grace mean for us today? And let's just remember that. Just have that word grace. What does it mean? Let's take a deep breath. And then as we exhale, bowing forward. Namaste. Peace. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to take my mic off so I can actually hear you.